Greetings, my name is Xavier Jenkins. I'm the CEO of House of Miracles. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization designed to help men, women, and children with basic needs such as food, clothing, shelter, safety, security, educational, and employment opportunities. Today, we'd just like to take a few minutes to talk about something that we feel will be beneficial to many, and that is anxiety. We know and understand that anxiety is experienced by many, some more than others. So we just like to take a few minutes to talk about it, give you some tips on how to cope and manage with it, along with what it is. Well, what is anxiety? Anxiety is the body's reaction to anything that we feel threatened or scared or afraid of. Occasional anxiety is normal, like taking a test or speaking in front of people. So many of us people, we experience that, some more than others, but it's normal. But if it's too frequent and elevated, it can interfere with our daily activities, our goals, our aspirations, and therefore it can just be bad for us overall if not identified and managed and treated. So, what are some of the common symptoms of anxiety? Some of the common symptoms of anxiety are simply like muscle tension, headaches, excessive worry, nervousness, sleep problems, inability to enjoy just simple things without being nervous or afraid or worrying. Those are just some of the common symptoms. So the next part of this is what is something else that we need to understand about anxiety. It has a cycle to it, and it's 4 parts of that. So it's called a cycle of avoidance, and that's simply we experience some type of anxiety, as I spoke about earlier. The second part is that we avoid it or try to avoid it at all costs. And then third is we find temporary relief from avoiding it. And then fourth, we present it with maybe the same or similar type of anxiety provoking situation, and it intensifies. So we see we haven't solved or cope with or are able to manage it. We just avoided it. We just pushed it out the way for the time being. And so that's not going to help us. So now that we've covered what anxiety is, some of the symptoms, the cycle of avoidance, we also want to talk about the common types. And the common types of anxiety are one, generalized anxiety. Generalized anxiety is a type of anxiety that can interfere with different facets of our life, from our health, our finances, our work, our school, and our relationships. So anxiety can, surface in any of those situations and others. Another type of anxiety is phobias. And phobias are things that, some of us are, that we have intense fear of and are afraid or feel threatened by. Things like maybe flying or driving or riding on buses, being in crowded spaces, snakes or animals or things like that. So it's phobias, and so that can generate an elevated level of anxiety. And then the third type of anxiety is panic. And panic is also an elevated form of anxiety that produces some physical symptoms, along with a feeling of helplessness or hopelessness, or just a feeling of dread, just a feeling of, man, this has just got the best of me and I just don't know what to do, and it just seems like nothing can help me. So definitely want to be able to help and provide guidance and information to those that may be experiencing that. So now that we've talked about what anxiety is, let's come to common symptoms, the different types, general types of anxiety, and the cycle of avoidance that's included in that. We want to end with what are some of the managing or coping strategies that we can utilize to deal with anxiety. The first one, not the first one that you should utilize, but the first one I'm talking about is therapy. Therapy is a good way to address elevating anxiety if you become If it happens too frequent and intensifies, and like I said earlier, it interferes with your activities of daily living, your goals and your aspirations and things of that nature, hopefully you and your loved ones can identify that, and then you can get with your primary care physician, behavioral health professionals, and you can have an assessment and evaluation to identify if you possibly have an anxiety disorder that needs the proper treatment. So with that therapy, what it can do for us is that it can change the way that we think, our thinking patterns, so that we're able to identify and confront our fears rather than just avoidance. That way we become more confident and comfortable in different situations. Now, the second strategy is relaxation skills. Relaxation skills include things like yoga, meditation, grounding techniques, things that will help us mind and muscle, mind and body to relax, to be more comfortable with ourselves. And then hopefully that will carry on to different, situations and atmospheres. And especially when we may be presented with something that maybe previously was a anxiety provoking situation. So relaxation skills is another way. The third strategy or technique is lifestyle changes. And basically with lifestyle changes, we're talking about things like diet, exercise, environment, getting in positive environments, and just doing things that will be more positive and helpful to us, exercising, diet, things that are relaxing to us, hobbies and things like that. So making the appropriate changes in our lifestyle that will coincide with being more relaxed, being more comfortable, being able to deal with, different things that may come up as a surprise or something that we didn't expect, to be able to deal with them more better. Changing our lifestyle, our eating habits and things like that can help. And then lastly, medication. Now with the medication, that will be in combination with the therapy. And we don't want anyone to self-medicate. We definitely don't want you to do that. So we want and we recommend that individuals consult with the healthcare professionals, your primary care physician, behavioral health counselors and therapists, those folks, and together you'll come up with a treatment plan which will address the anxiety. And hopefully what happened is the therapy part of it will address, again, the thinking patterns and help you to identify the thinking patterns that's defeating us and helping to generate more anxiety and reduce or eliminate it. And then the medication can also help with that in certain cases. Again, it's going to be up to the healthcare professionals to identify if the medication is needed and then discuss that with you, the client or patient, to make the determination if that's the best fit. Well, we talked about anxiety. We talked about different types of anxiety, some of the common symptoms, cycle of avoidance, and some effective coping strategies that we feel will be beneficial to you. We hope this has been informative, enlightening, and educational to you. Please share it. For more information about what we do at House of Miracles and also how you can be a part of it, please visit us at houseofmiraclesinc.com for more information. And thank you so much for your time and have a blessed day.